Good morning. Happy Monday. By this point, as we discussed in class, you should only be watching this video recap for practice problem number 1. If you've already tried to work through this problem on your own, if you've talked to a partner about it and done everything you can to try to figure this out on your own, now the video recap is just to help you out after you've practiced this problem on your own. So for problem number 1, we're given a right triangle. They call it LMN because that's the name of the 3 vertexes or the 3 sides of the triangle. They say right triangle LMN is shown below, and they want to know the side length for X, the one side length we don't know on this right triangle. They also tell us an important piece here that we're going to highlight, that you need to round your answer to the nearest 3 decimal places, so the nearest thousandth, as we'd say in math terms. And you're going to insert an image of your work. The key here is to recognize for any right triangle, when we see this 90-degree angle, if we know 2 side lengths, then the Pythagorean Theorem, which says a squared plus b squared equals c squared, is the key to finding the missing side length, where a and b are the 2 short sides, c is the long side. So quickly to look at this problem number 1, if we full screen that whiteboard, what we need to be doing is recognizing here for the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared, which I'll always write down to start. In this case, I would label the right triangle and recognize that A and B, the 2 legs that make up the right angle, are already known, 39 and 40, and the hypotenuse, C, the longest side of the triangle, is not known. So we're going to be plugging in 39 for A, 40 for B, and that's going to be equal to C squared. At this point, you could be using a calculator. 40 times 40, if you know 4 times 4 is 16. Then 40 times 40 you'll realize is 1600. And for 39 times 39, see that's 1521. Plus 1600, that has to be c squared. Our next step, once we square 39 and square 40, order of operations says exponents first, then we can do the addition combining like terms. 1600 and 1521 is going to give me 3121. Again, I can plug that into a calculator. 1521 plus 1600, just to double check our math always, equals 3121, and that's equal to c squared. This is the key thing we needed to understand in 8th grade. Part of learning what is the inverse operation of squaring a number. It's to take the square root. So if we take the square root from both sides, squared and square roots are inverse operations. They cancel each other out. So that makes the right side of the equation c. We need to find the square root of 3121. We see up here that gives us 55.86591. I'll write down a few of those digits. 55.86591. Then we need to remember for our problem, we were asked, remember, this is an important piece we should have recognized, round your answer to the nearest 3 decimal places, or the nearest thousandth. So I'm going to find 865. Here's the 3rd decimal place, or the thousandth. It's the digit 5. But because I see a 9 coming after that, the next digit's a 9, I'm actually going to have to round up to 55.866. That's 65 is a little closer to 866, and we see that because of the 9 that comes right after. So that's our final answer there, 55.866 feet. You should be inserting an image of your work. Good luck the rest of the way. Again, continue to work on these problems on your own before turning to video recaps.